Good afternoon, I am Coach Esplancer of the Dallas Staryu, and this is our team builder video for week 4 of the World Pokemon against the third division rival, the Gateway Gardevoirs, coached by Carlos. The link to his channel will be down in the description below. Now, so we are 3-0, and we really want to be 4-0. That would be a really will put us in a good position. We'll be 2 games ahead. And go 4-0. But Carlos is a very good battler, and he's got a very good team. He's got some threats that may be very difficult for me to break down. But we're going to, I have a plan for this, and I think it's going to work out. We'll see. But his team going into this is a Zoomerl, which is a problem depending on what set he brings. It's such a hard-hitting Pokemon with huge power. It's ridiculous. All fast, I don't know. Belly Drum would be the worst. Hydreigon, Entei, which I'm sure he's going to bring. It's a good switch in for Mega Gardevoir. Mega Lopunny, which I got something for that too. Metagross, another good switch in for Mega Gardevoir. Howdon, which I think he's going to bring, is the Uniclus, which he may bring. Snorlax, Drapion. Drapion's going to be a problem. I think he brings Drapion. If Mega Gardevoir gets a kill, he brings counter it. Snorlax, Aerodactyl, Flygon, and Ludicolo. So, I have Mega Gardevoir, so I think Metagross comes, and I think Drapion comes for sure. Metagross is a good switch in, and it can scare out Mega Gardevoir with a Meteor Mash or a Bullet Punch. And Drapion, while it can't really switch into Mega Gardevoir, it can kill it with Poison Jab, so I have to be careful with that. And it's also, it can set up certain defenses, or it can set up Toxin Spikes and things like that, so I have to watch out for Drapion. I do think that Hippowdon comes as a wall. It does check my physical threats pretty well, unless they're banded, which I'm not running any bans this week. So I think Hippowdon definitely comes. But I got a couple of surprise Grass Knots if he does bring that. Entei could possibly come. Entei's a good, solid all-around Pokemon. Nothing really wants to take a Sacred Fire Burn. And it could run like Iron Head for Mega Gardevoir, things like that. We'll have to see. It could switch into Hyper Voice. Hydreigon, I doubt he's going to bring, but he could. Brought it every week so far, so he could. Azumarill, he may or may not bring. It'll be a problem because I do have things like Wild Charge, I do have rotom-wash. I don't think he's going to bring it because of the rotom-wash. But I'll have to be very careful around the Azumarill. I don't think he brings Aerodactyl or Flygon, or Ludicolo could come, but I don't think he's going to bring that either. If he does, it's going to be because he's afraid of the rotom-wash. But with Tornado. So let's get into what we're bringing this week. So we're going to start with Mega Gardevoir. Deep Voice here is a defensive set. 252 in HP, 236 in defense, and 20 in speed. And that speed investment is so I'm not outsped by a Modest or Adamant Ludicolo or Metagross. It'll allow me to outspeed us by 1. If he's Jolly or Timid, then he'll be able to outspeed me if he's got the speed. But then he's not going to hit as hard. We have Hyper Voice. We have Will-O-Wisp, which are going to try to catch the Metagross when it switches in with. We have Wish and Protect. I could possibly pass a Wish, but this thing can actually take hits. Even with the defensive investment, I can actually OHKO the Drapion after Stealth Rocks are set up with Hyper Voice. Which I'm not even bringing Stealth Rocks, but with a little bit of chip damage, I can actually kill the Drapion with Hyper Voice, and I can hurt a number of things. Not bringing the Side Shock, it could be a mistake, because Side Shock does pretty well today, but Mega Gardevoir here is a utility. I want to burn things, and maybe get Hyper Voices off, but really I just want to burn things with it. That's the whole point. Gardevoir this week. Next up we have Mienshao. Mienshao is going to be my Choice Scarf attacker, and I'm running Inner Focus Choice Scarf. The idea is if he leads off with Lopunny, or if I bring this in on Mega Lopunny, and Mega Lopunny wants to go for a Fake Out, That fake out will not be able to flinch me, and I will be able to kill Mega Lopunny with a high jump kick. I may be regretting not running Regenerator, but I think that this is going to allow me to kill the Mega Lopunny. Because I don't think he's going to see it coming. Usually Mega Lopunny comes in, or go fake out, and that's a safe damage because I'd flinch. But in this case, it won't be, and I'll be able to take out a big threat because things like Ice Punch, Fire Punch could be a problem. But this thing is running maximum attack. It's running enough speed investment, 100 base speed, to outspeed that Mega Lopunny, and the rest is an HP. It is a naughty nature because I'm running Grass Knot in case I find myself predicting or in on a Hippowdon and I want to kill it. It will do a little over 50%. We have Knockoff, it's always good to knock off items, and we have U-Turn. U-Turn will hit Ludicolo very hard and also hit Reunic very hard. Same thing with Hydreigon. I'm not really investing to outspeed a Scart Hydreigon. I don't expect him to bring Hydreigon, but it is there for momentum. I regret that, but I think Mienshao is going to do. I really don't think Hydreigon's going to. Next up, we have Rotom-wash, and this is going to be my Hex Willow attacker. This thing is an offensive Rotom-wash this week. It is modest with leftovers, and we are running Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, Hex, and Will-O-Wisp. If I can get Will-O-Wisp off on certain, then I can kill it with Hex. Same thing with Reuniclus. Reuniclus, if he brings that, after being Willowed, because Reuniclus could switch in with a Magic Guard, it won't take damage to the burn. And Hex will do about 80% to that Reuniclus if it's defensive. If it's offensive, it'll be an Oko. So Willow Hex could do a lot of work this week. Hydro Pump will check the Entei if he brings it. Not going to want to stay in on a Hydro Pump. It does Oko most variants of an Entei unless it's absolutely maximum special defense. And then it's still a 2-hit KO, but it's not going to want to take. I got Volt Switch. Volt Switch will hurt the Azumarill if he decides to bring it, as well as a number of other Pokemon. And it will also get me momentum. That's the whole idea behind this. Next up, we have Safety Scissor coming for our first week on the Dallas Staryu squad. We just acquired this Pokemon from the Colorado Rapidash this week. This is going to be an Agility Baton Pass set. Now, I know I've run Baton Pass the last 2 weeks. I don't like doing the same thing week in, week out, but I really think that this is going to allow Emboar to do work. We are running it with Bullet Punch, Bug Bite, Agility, and Baton. I was considering running Knockoff, but I decided to run Bug Bite just in case I'm in on the Azumarill. That's, I think, his Belly Drum. I can eat that Citrus Berry so that it kind of wears it. But if I can get in an Agility Pass on Emboar, Emboar can do a lot of work. I'm running an Okaberry so that I can stay in on Fire Punch from Mega Lopunny and be able to pass the Agility. Or I can even take a Sacred Fire from an Entei. Ballsy. Not going to take it very well. Bullet Punch for priority. Yeah, there's nothing more to say about this. This thing's to set up the offensive threat. That is Calcifer the Emboar, which is running a naughty mixed attacking nature with an Expert Belt. We have Flare Blitz, because Flare Blitz is such a hard-hitting move when I'm Reckless. This thing is max attack, too. We have Low Kick. Snorlax isn't going to want to take a Low Kick. Yeah, Snorlax is not going to want to take a Low Kick. Neither is Hydreigon. Mega Lopunny doesn't take it too well. I know Mega Lopunny fighting type attack. Aerodactyl also does not take a lot of heavy Pokemon that don't want to take a Low Kick. So we are running Low Kick. It does absolutely Oko Snorlax. Not Snorlax every week. So expecting to bring it. We have Wild Charge for the Azumarill. I can actually live in Aqua Jet from any variant. If it's banded, it'll do 80%. If it's and I can kill it with a Wild Charge. So that could possibly take care of the. I really like staying in them, but I also can't let it sit up because then it'll just sweep. That's not good. Not allow that to. And finally, we're running Grass Knot for the Hippowdon. A combination of a Flare Blitz or a Low Kick and a Grass Loco with defensive hub. Oh man, I don't think he's gonna see it coming. A big ass Fire Pig. And finally, we have Miltank coming for the first week on the Dallas Staryu. This is Cheesecake the Miltank, and Miltank here is running a maximum special defensive set with Earthquake, counter Toxic Miltank. I can toxic things, and that'll make Hex and rotom-wash do that much more. Counter is for the Mega Lopunny or any other physical threat that I want to take out really quickly. I'm a Chople berry, so I will be able to survive the high jump kick from the Mega Lopunny, and then it'll still do a lot of damage, but there's certain Pokemon I can Miltank. If Azumarill is a problem, I could potentially count. Well, same thing with Metagross. If I'm in on Metagross and I need to take it out real quickly, I can counter it, or Entei. And I have Earthquake for Entei and Metagross as well, just in case I want to predict a switch into one of those Pokemon. And not that I really expect them to, because I don't want to. But I think Cheesecake is going to do a lot well, and I'm very excited to use Cheesecake for the first time in the Pokemon Federation. But this is my team. This is what I am bringing. Match. I do have my match not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow, and I'll try to upload this right afterwards. But I do have a very busy week, so I'm not sure. It might actually end up being on the edit this and upload it, and I'm sorry if that's the case. But I am Coach Esplancer of the Dallas Staryu. A new Staryu is rising. I do want to be 4-0 this week. Go check out my opponent Carlos. His link is in the description below. Leave any comments you have, and subscribe if you want to see more. And I am signing out.